Hi, JD here on a Sunday afternoon, and I decided to push the lawn mowing back just a little bit and do one of these Facebook Lives. If you're in business, then you might like to spend a few minutes watching this, whether you're watching it live or recording. It is Sunday afternoon, and I decided that when you are going to commit to this Facebook Live thing, to build an audience, to build a, g'day Ian, how are you mate, Mad Dog. When you're going to build an audience and you're going to use this Facebook Live stuff, you've got to do it regularly. And if you're interested in knowing more about that, then you can click one of those links above and I'll show you how. This particular Facebook Live might be interesting if you've got a business which is somewhat one-dimensional and you want to brand extend. In other words, you want to create other products or other services outside your business. And I was walking through the supermarket this morning. I do too much of that. I'm afraid Gail, my wife, drags me through these damn supermarkets, and while she's off filling the trolley, I tend to sort of act as an espionage agent and start taking photos with my, doing that. You don't do that anymore, do you? You just go, you do that with your camera or with your phone. And I took a few photos this morning that if you're in business, you might be interested to have a look at these. It's all about brand extension. And that is that if you're selling, for example, if you're a nursery, at the moment, okay, let's just pretend you're selling plants, a nursery, okay? You're crazy if you don't extend that brand by getting together with a landscaper or more landscapers and starting to actually get margin out of providing jobs to them. If someone's coming in getting plants from you, there's a pretty good chance that they might like to get a proper landscaper to do it. By the way, g'day Greg, how are you? By the way, if you're finding any of this to be of useful, I would really be grateful if you do me a favour and press the like button below. The more likes I get from these Facebook Lives, and the more engagement I get in the comments comments below, then Facebook then thinks that I'm Bert Newton, and they will actually send my Facebook Lives out to more people because they see that I'm engaging. They want to stop people from watching TV and listening to the radio and buying magazines. So if they see that you or me or anyone for that matter is engaging people like this, and you get likes and you get shares and you get emojis and all sorts of comments, then they will spread your Facebook Live further afield, free of charge. And then I make more money, I buy an island, and I forget all about you. So that's the way life goes, okay? So please, more likes. Let me show you a couple of examples of what I saw in the supermarket this morning. It may be very beneficial for your business because if you're not extending your brand at the moment, you've only got one product or one service, or you might have a couple of products or services, then think about this. Have a think about what the bookstores in America like Borders did when they saw Amazon coming along. Some of them were successful, others weren't, but Borders put cafes, they put Starbucks cafes in their bookstores because books and coffee tend to go together, and it exploded for at least a while anyway until Amazon took over the book world. But nonetheless, what they did is extended their brand to have coffee with books. There is a brand extension waiting for your business. I don't care what it is. And if you want to know how to do that, then again, one of these buttons above would probably be a good one for you to click. Let me just show you some examples that I saw in the supermarket this morning. This happens to be Tim Tam. They are absolute experts at extending their brand. I'll get rid of those photos, sorry. Okay, there you go. There's another one. Nutella. They decided now to actually extend their brand by actually giving you the little breadstick that you can dip in and do the try. I'm not into Nutella, I'm afraid, but I'll get another one for you. That's what it looks like. Okay, very, very clever. They're extending their brand there. They're actually inviting you. If you haven't got Nutella before, you ought to have a shot at this. G'day Brent, how's things, mate? Sitting on your balcony in Kangaroo Point watching JD, my life is complete. Hey Brent, you know I don't like sarcasm, all right? Okay, let me just give you another one. That's how successful that thing was in the supermarket. You'll see there that the shelf underneath there is empty. They've been smart enough to extend their brand, okay? This happens to be it wasn't this morning, by the way, this was a couple of weeks ago because the kids were going back to school. Let me show you another one here, okay? This one here, Nutri-Grain, that's Kellogg's doing a smart thing. They've actually decided to take what was in the normal breakfast cereal box and now make it something that they can actually give to the kids to take to school. And they're getting a free gift card. Typo, by the way, you're probably wondering what that is. It's a stationery sort of store where you get nice little, sort of notebooks and things of that nature. And let me show you another one. This is a beauty. Well, that's the big version of that. Okay, so you've got Cocoa Pops, you've got Nutri-Grain, you've got all sorts of things there that you normally would have had for breakfast. You can now take to school with you. Give me a second, I'll just show you another one. This one here is a company that's not brand extension. Okay, these are idiots. Okay, this is a David Jones store and they're empty because they've decided not to extend their brand. They're completely empty. And let me show you another David Jones store. Empty, 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 empty. These guys have no idea what they're doing. It's David Jones, empty, and Myer exactly the same.
And these guys know what they're doing. This happens to be Jaffa's hot chocolate. How about that? I mean, are they smart or smart? And Cadbury drinking chocolate and so on and so forth. I want to show you down here. This is a client of mine, and they are thinking about getting really serious about home delivery for pizzas. And I said to them, good, if you're going to do home delivery for pizzas and it's wood fire, then you don't want a price discount. They said, oh, we have to. We're going to have to price discount. No, I said, no, you don't. You become the Palazzo Versace of the pizza delivery business. And so therefore, that's the box that we've designed for them. Do you think it looks a bit better than most pizza boxes? And I think, let me just bring the camera back to me whilst
Build this up a crescendo. I want to build up a crescendo. Oh, I'm making myself sick. You've got to put up with this, but I've got to put up with this like 24/7. They are at the moment a restaurant, and they want to really ramp up a number of home delivery outlets. So in other words, just like Pizza Hut has a whole bunch of like takeaway stores these days because they don't have their restaurants anymore, but they make most of their money from home delivery. This particular client of mine wants to do the same thing. And I said, well, in the pizza game, what do you think is the common denominator across all pizzas? And they said, well, discounting, because basically they're all got $5 pizzas now. I said, well, your pizzas are wood fire. You don't want a discount, because discount in my world, of course, is a cardinal sin. It's a swear word. You want a value add. You don't want a discount, because when you discount, unless you were built for it, if you're Big W or Kmart, then you're built for discounting. But for most of us, we're not built for discounting. We have to retain our margin, otherwise we don't put food on the table. And when you're not built for discounting, the best way to lure prospects is to value add. It's called the Happy Meal toy. You know, and I know that if you've got children or grandchildren, you've probably bought $1 gazillion worth of Happy Meal from Happy Meals from McDonald's, and I bet you don't know what they cost, because the plastic toy took your eyes off the price. The pester power, the kids doing this, mummy, mummy, or grandpa, grandma, I want a McDonald's Happy Meal. Well, you get it because of the free toy in the bottom of the box. Kellogg's have been doing the value add for about 1,000 years. Trust me, it works. Harvey Norman, 2 years interest free. They're very, very good at it as well. Now what you want to do is that you want to think, okay, if I was putting out a pizza home delivery service, what would I do? Would I price discount? No. What you would do is that you'd make your box look like this, and it would be, wait for it, you're going to love this last slide I'm going to bring up, okay? Give me a second. You would have a white glove delivery service that looks like that. Can you imagine what's going to happen when we launch this pretty soon? That guy is going to be delivering the pizzas to your doorstep, and there won't be any competition. Trust me, I know exactly what's going to happen here. I can see the future. My middle name is Nostradamus, by the way. If you haven't seen me before, you don't know who this guy is ranting on this end of the Facebook or your telephone. My name is John Dwyer. I get JD, funny about that. And I have a business called theinstituteofwow.com. If you want to go and have a squeeze there. And what we do is that we help businesses transform through direct response marketing. And we're pretty good at this avalanche leads thing. And I'm telling you, when this particular company launches this home delivery pizza service, and they're wood fire pizzas, and the box looks like it's wood fire, the box looks like it comes from Palazzo Versace, and this guy rings your doorbell, you'll be too busy taking a selfie with him and the silver tray and the pizza boxes before you let alone ask what the price of the pizzas is. They can charge $4 million for these damn pizzas, and you just watch what happens. This will go nuts. This is a game changer. This is the wheels on luggage idea. I often say to people when they come onto my coaching program, and Brent, who's kindly put a note there that he's at Kangaroo Point watching this, probably with a beer in hand, the first call that I have with people in our coaching programs is a pretty important one. They fill out a questionnaire, and when I get into that call, I'm always trying to provide what I call a wheels on luggage idea. And the reason I call it a wheels on luggage idea is that we put man on the moon in '69. We only put wheels on our airport luggage in '89, 20 years later. I don't know what we were smoking for 20 years, but the only reason that we've got wheels on our luggage now, such a simple idea that you think, hang on, how can we put man on the moon 20 years before we came up with that idea? Well, we did. And there was an airline pilot in America that got sick of dragging his luggage around the airport, so he went home to his garage and put wheels on his luggage. Never flew a plane again, okay? So what I'm trying to do to business owners, or for business owners, is when they come onto one of my coaching programs, I try and think, well, how can I blow them away in that first meeting? And I'm not saying it happens every single time. It might be the second, third, or fifth, or 10th meeting, but the fact is what I try and do is blow them away with what I call a wheels on luggage transformation idea in the first meeting. And with these people, I've got to tell you, this particular couple, the wife came to one of my seminars and she signed up straight away. She was all excited. And I said to her, "Does your husband know you're doing this?" She said, "No, I'm going to have to explain that to him when I get home." When she got home, she explained to her husband that there was smoke coming out of one of her credit cards, and he went, "Oh my God, I told you to keep your hands in your pocket." When we had this call a week later, his jaw hit the ground, because when I said to him, "I'm going to show you how your home delivery pizza service is going to work,"
and I showed him that, he said, "Now I know why she rushed down the back of the room to join your program. I can see that that's a wheels on luggage idea. That is a transformation idea." And you ask yourself, if that guy was to ring your doorbell and you go to the door and he's there with the home delivery service, compared to the guy who's normally chewing gum, unshaven, his cap's turned backwards, and he doesn't know what aftershave or deodorant's all about, and he's the guy normally delivering your $5 crappy pizza. These will not be $5. These will be, I don't know what they are, but they'll be $20 or $25 compared to $5. And that guy is going to be the guy that rings your doorbell. Can you imagine what this is going to do to the home delivery pizza?
It's going to turn it on its head, that's for sure. And will anyone copy it? No, no one will copy it. I ran Get a Home Loan, Get a Free Holiday for the Greater Building Society for 11 years. When the Building Society contracted me, they said, "We want to sell more home loans." I said, "Good, you don't want to sell on price, because if you say 4.8% and the bank down the road will say 4.7, you'll say 4.6, and everything then will be a race to the bottom. What you want to do is steal the customers from the banks by offering a value add, a Happy Meal toy." And in fact, I know that when I presented this to the Building Society, I actually threw a Happy Meal box on the middle of the boardroom table, and you had all of these bankers going, "Well, what's that all about, smart Alec?" I said, "Well, let me ask you, who's got children?" They all put their hand up, or grandchildren. I said, "Would you have bought a Happy Meal from time to time?" They all put their hand up. "Yes, we have." I said, "Good. I'll give $100, because I knew they were bankers, so I could get their attention with a $100 note. I said, "I'll give you $100 to anyone that can tell me what a Happy Meal costs." And you know, there was a dozen guys around the table, all dressed up in suits, typical bankers, and not one of them got within 50 cents of what a Happy Meal costs, because they had no clue, because their eyes had been taken off the price by McDonald's, a very clever marketer, because of the free toy. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to market on price because it's a race to the bottom. You want to give a value add, like Harvey Norman does, 2 years interest free, like Kellogg's does, there's a toy in the bottom of the box, like McDonald's does with a Happy Meal toy. You see, if I was a lawnmower, well, not a physical lawnmower, if I was a lawn mowing guy, then what I would do to make sure that no other lawn mowing company could ever undercut me on price, I would probably wash the car of Mrs. Smith every time I did her lawn, or I would wash her windows. I get a squeegee bucket with a squeegee in a bucket and some water and detergent, and I'd clean her windows. And when I went to the door to ask for the money for mowing the lawn, I would say, "Guess what, Mrs. Smith? I've thrown in absolutely free of charge, complimentary. I've washed your car, or I've washed your windows." Do you think if she gets a leaflet in her letterbox that undercuts my lawn mowing price, that she'll ever swap? Of course she won't, because I'm providing a free service of washing her car. In other words, the Happy Meal toy. What you need to do, I've made some notes here actually. If I was a pool builder, but this is just showing you brand extensions. I mean, we know that Cadbury used to be just into chocolate. Now Cadbury are into ice creams. You can get a crunchy ice cream. You can get a chocolate hard ice cream also. In fact, in the supermarket this morning, I saw, talk about brand extension, there's now Thomas the Tank ice cream, okay? There's Wiggles biscuits and Wiggles ice cream. This is very, very clever. These people are extending their brands. And I guess if you really want to have a look at someone who has extended their brand, let me bring this up for you. I think you're probably pretty familiar with this, Mom. Let me swap the camera around. You've seen them around the place, haven't you? Look at Virgin. They used to just be an airline. We're talking balloon flights. We're talking a Virgin Casino. We're talking Virgin Games. We're talking about a health bank, Virgin Holidays. We're talking about Virgin, where was it? Megastores, Virgin Money. It just goes on and on and on. I mean, they just understand what brand extension is all about. Let me show you, let me see, I think there was another one. Oh, what I wanted to show you before we do that, let me just come back to me. Okay, I'm trying to be and narrator here at the same time. And as my wife will tell you, us we can only do one thing at one time. So forgive me if I'm screwing up the backwards and forwards to the computer. Let's say that you were a pool builder. In other words, you built pools, because that's what pool builders do, just in case you didn't know, okay? Why wouldn't you get together with a pool shop, so that instead of just getting a oncer, as in, you had $15,000 or $20,000 to build the pool, you build a Netflix model whereby you're getting ongoing revenue. And so therefore you would do a deal with a pool shop that provides the chemicals, and they provide the filtering systems, and they provide the big brooms that you clean your pool with, and the nets to get the little bloody bugs out of your pool and all this sort of stuff. And you actually do a deal with them and you say, look, I'm building a pool for Mrs. Smith down the road, but you're going to be the person that, they're going to want someone like you forevermore to keep their pool clean, and chemicals and all the stuff that goes with it. How about I introduce them, but I'll take a clip. All of a sudden then you're in the Netflix model. You're getting a regular revenue instead of just walking in, building the pool and never seeing those people again. And again, a nursery, a plant nursery, would do the same thing with landscapers. I've written another one here, which is a client of mine, which is a carpet cleaning company in terms of providing carpet cleaning equipment to carpet cleaners. And what we've done for him, he's a great client, by the way, and if he's watching, hi Tam, is that he realises that carpet cleaning could easily be a brand extension for someone who's just normally a home cleaner. And so therefore we're putting campaigns together to send people who are home cleaners to a landing page and saying to them, you know what, you're only getting $35 an hour at the moment for home cleaning. You can get $75 an hour if you actually do carpet cleaning. Why don't you extend carpet cleaning to your normal home cleaning? Because you're in there at the moment anyway, so why don't you actually extend your business by having carpet cleaning and get your machinery from us? And also, who else do you think that we are trying to convince to take on carpet cleaning aside from what they do? High pressure water blasters. In other words, the high pressure cleaners that come out and gurney your paths and your driveways. Why wouldn't they, when they're there, going, well, listen, we're cleaning all the outside of the house with the big, high pressure water hoses. Why don't we actually clean the inside of your house? Because now we offer carpet cleaning. Do you see this brand extension thing means that you could double or triple or quadruple your revenue just simply by brand extensions? Exactly what Cadbury have done with their biscuits, and then moved into ice cream, hot chocolate and all sorts of other things. I thought before I go I would show you, I'm just looking at my notes here, let me see. Yes, because I can only do one thing at one time. I'm sorry, I've got to have some notes here. I've got to have some notes, okay? I'm not that clever. By the way, whilst just before I do finish up, if you're interested in learning how to do all of this sort of stuff, or you're interested in someone just taking over your marketing, then you might like to talk to us. And the links above, one of them is a 60-minute webinar, which you can watch right now, okay? And all you have to do is just click on that link. It's called wowmysales.com. And there's nothing to put in there to give us your name or anything. There's no details there, so we're not going to chase you down and annoy you for the next 3 years with emails. You can watch it straight away. It's actually on demand, so you don't have to watch it in 2 days' time. So if you're in business and you might like to learn all about this stuff that I'm talking about, plus direct response marketing tactics with lots of case studies that you can just swipe ideas and run off with if you want, then you can look at that webinar. Or if you'd like to talk to me or someone from my crew this week, then you can just go to the other link, which is bookawowcall.com. Keep in mind my business is the Institute of Wow.com, so it's bookawowcall.com. It's no AU, we're such a massive worldwide conglomerate with just .com. Then you can book a call. It's got a calendar on there where you can say, I'd like to talk to someone at 3 o'clock on Monday or 10 a.m. on Tuesday, whatever it might be. And if you've got a business that may be having a problem with flatlining sales at the moment, or perhaps you don't know how to extend your brand, then you might like to talk to us and we can show you how, okay, for $1 billion, okay? Now, I wanted to show you what we're doing because it's all about me, okay? So therefore I want to show you on my trusty little computer here the sort of stuff that we're doing to build our brand. Okay. We know that in the game that we've been over the years, where I've done the big bingo games for newspapers, and by the way, if you would like me to critique your website, this is a freebie, okay? Just type your URL in the comments below and say, JD would love a critique. And what I'll do throughout the next few days is that I'll have a quick look at it and tell you what I think's wrong with it. Keep in mind, I'm not a consultant, I'm an insultant, so therefore you will have to sort of have no feelings, okay? Because there's every chance in the world when I look at the homepage of your website, I'm going to go Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone, like that, and say, you must have been smoking something when you got the bearded hipster to put together that funky website for you, because it might look pretty, but it ain't going to sell anything unless you've got these components in your homepage. And that's something which those people, including Brent, who have been around me for a while, know that we're pretty fast in getting done, okay? So therefore, if you'd like a free website critique, just put your URL below, but tell me what business you are too. So it might be www.fredscleaningservices.com. We are a home cleaner, we don't do carpet cleaning. So therefore, I'll have a look at your website and we'll give you some hints on that. Why am I doing that? It's taste testing. we're all about bringing clients onto our coaching program, and the best way that we can do that is to actually demonstrate our skills. And so therefore we can help you by actually physically helping you. That's what the whole idea is. And then you might think, wow, this guy's got half a brain. I might want to hang around him and his environment a little bit more. And if you're not taste testing, then you should start thinking about it. This is it. What's Facebook like? I really don't want to sit down for 20 minutes on a Sunday afternoon when I'd love to be mowing the lawn doing this. But I know that Sunday afternoons are good viewing times. I mean, we might only have 4 or 5 or 10 on this call live, but by 24 hours time, we will have 150, 200, 250, maybe 400. I did one of these yesterday, and I think we're already up to like nearly 200 views in 24 hours. And so therefore the fact of the matter is, if you're not doing Facebook Live, then you should be considering it, because it's an incredible taste testing technique. The butcher who has the sausage sizzle outside his store will easily beat the butcher across the road who's closed his doors to keep the air conditioning in. Why? Because he's giving samples. It's all about sampling. I don't care whether you're offering a service, which is what we do. We offer what's between these ears, or you're offering a widget. You should be sampling. Let me just tell you what we're doing though, because we understand that big cash prizes can bring a lot of traffic to websites and so forth. I'm brand extending and launching a number of things in the next few weeks, and members of our program get the opportunity to get hold of this. For example, have a look at this one here. So swing the camera around. We're going to be launching a big golden ticket promotion where you can actually get a $50,000 prize, and we'll show you exactly how to do it. We take you through the web page and show you how it's all done, and basically we give you everything that you need with it. You get all of the collateral, all of the web pages, the whole thing, whole box and dice. And it's a complete package, because we know people want a complete package. And there you go, you get the $50,000. You're only going to pay a few $1,000s for that, by the way. So therefore you get the $50,000 prize, because we have an association with the big insurance company that provides all of this sort of stuff. I won't bore you with the details of it, but essentially what happens is that you actually promote the fact that people can win $50,000 with you when they buy something online or offline. And then what happens at the end of that 4 weeks, 4, 8, 12, 16-week promotion, whatever it might be, you then draw someone and they've got the opportunity to do this. Let me just take you down to the bottom of the page here. They've got the opportunity to do this. They spin that wheel there online after they've chosen a number, and if their number comes up, they walk away with the 50 grand. It's a pretty stunning promotion. I know that this thing can bring avalanche traffic to anyone's website or to anyone's business. And what happens is that we're brand extending by actually doing that for them. Here's another one. We're launching Websites That Pop, which will be a website that you can get for, wait for it, look at the bottom of the screen there, $97 a month. So we've actually created a relationship with an overseas website firm in the Philippines, and we're going to be offering people the opportunity to get a website for $97 a month. Pretty crazy. This one here, I have a good friend who's the guy that used to run Disney Resorts for around about 10 years over in Florida, and I've joined forces with him to create a program we're just about to launch, and it's called If Disney Ran Your Business, What Would It Look Like? And we have field discount promotions and so on and so forth. So therefore, basically, I won't bore you with all of that, but I'm just wanting to demonstrate to you that we're practicing what we preach. We're actually realizing that there are businesses who just want a package. They want to grab that package and run with it. And they also want the sort of advice that I give on an overall generic sort of form, but they do want specific promotions. And I'm thinking to myself in the last 12 months, okay, I've got to deliver that. So we're going down that path. Thank you for those likes. It looks like someone did like those. Again, guys, if I've got to wrap up now because I do have to mow the lawn. All right. We're on a couple of acres, and so I tell Gail, my wife, I'm going out to mow the lawn, and she thinks I'm a good husband. But no, what it is that the ride-on mower that I've got to mow, an acre or two, has a beer holder on the side of it. So therefore, it's an excuse to drink a couple of beers. Mowing the lawn sort of goes like that. It's not real neat because after the third or fourth beer, I'm glad there's no sort of RBTs around. But the lawn mowing is not exactly neat, but what the heck. If you would like to talk to us about helping you with any of these ideas, you can see here the content's pretty rich, isn't it? I mean, this stuff, we've been around the block a few times. There's a few wrinkles here, so therefore it's not stuff that you're going to get from a 23-year-old marketing student who just came out of uni. We've tested and measured all these sorts of things. We pretty much know what direct response marketing works, whether it's online or offline. I think we're pretty good at it. In fact, I haven't seen any company around the world that comes within a bull's roar of the sort of level of content that we have. When it comes to marketing plans, you're going to see this backwards, I know, but we have the ability to provide businesses with pretty comprehensive marketing plans that provide them with layouts for their websites. We provide them with layouts for their Facebook ads. We actually show them how to actually make Facebook work for them. And I think anyone who's been on one of my coaching programs would vouch for the fact that these marketing plans that we put together are pretty comprehensive. I know you're seeing that backwards, but that's what we do, okay? We show things backwards, that's what we do. Okie dokie. Otto, g'day mate, how are you? Welcome. I'm going to get out of here. If you would like to use our services, or you'd like to know how we can help you, then you've got the link above, bookawowcall.com. And if you do want a free critique of your website, then just simply type in you've got to type in the www, because otherwise I've got to do it, okay? So therefore make sure you type in such a way that I can just click the link, and we'll get back to you and give you some thoughts on what your particularly homepage should have on it throughout this week. So if you want a free critique on your website, just type your website URL below, JD, I want a free critique, and we'll do that. Why am I doing it? Because I want to give you the opportunity to taste test our wizardry, and if you want to just run off with those ideas, that's fine, no problem at all. We've offered it for free, so that's fine. It's like the sausage sizzle outside the butcher shop. If you get the sausage and taste it, and it's the best sausage you've ever had in your entire life, and you continue walking, well, that's fine. That was the risk that he took. So it's the same thing here. If I'm going to provide you with an offer of a free critique of your website, and then you grab those ideas and just try and implement them yourself or through your brother-in-law who's a web designer, because everyone has a brother-in-law who's a web designer, then that's fine, not a problem. But there will be a percentage of people who get the critique from us who go, wow, that guy and that organisation have got half a clue when it comes to turning websites around. I think we might talk to them. That's why we're offering the freebie. There's no tricks to this. It's pretty transparent, isn't it? Okay, guys, well, I'll leave it with you. Have a great Sunday afternoon, and you'll probably, by the way, if you press like on this, it means that when I do these things, you'll be notified. And that means is that if you think you got value out of this, then yeah, you'll get more value, hopefully, as I do more of it. We're about to get pretty serious with this tomorrow. This Facebook Live thing is insane, absolutely insane. In terms of the amount of inquiries we're getting for our services now compared to when we weren't doing Facebook Live, it's like a mile high compared to where it was. I'm not real fussed about running around doing seminars. It's hard work. And we've been doing that for a number of years, and it's fine. It's very profitable. But you've got to jump in a plane, you've got to book a hotel, you've got to organise the catering, all the stuff that goes with it. This is so easy. This is so easy. And so if you're not doing this, let us show you how to do it by upstairs, bookawowcall.com. Okay, guys, have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, before I go, when I said we're going to get serious tomorrow, we're going to pump out about 4 or 5 of these a day from tomorrow onwards. We're really putting a lot of focus onto this Facebook Live, and I'll keep you up to date with the results. I'm not going to do this silly American thing and walk around the place and tell you that there was $1 gazillion made and look at all these Maseratis. I mean, those guys just amaze me. Talk about BS. But I will give you some facts and figures of how this is working for us, so that if it actually is something you might like to do yourself, at least you've got some stats to work on. Okay, I'll leave it with you, and hopefully I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you guys.